If a guinea pig ever got into steroids and a bad life coach, you'd get the capybara. Yes, this South American gentle giant is basically a rodent that didn't know when to stop growing. While your average house mouse weighs about as much as a stale Cheeto, capybaras clock in at up to 150 pounds. That's a rodent, roughly the size of an 8th grader, except furrier and somehow less judgmental. Evolution looked at rats and thought, what if we made one so big it could qualify for football tryouts? And so, we got the capybara, the undisputed heavyweight champion of rodentia. And before you feel special about your dog, just remember this is technically a cousin of the rat. Yes, that aw so cute Instagram darling belongs to the same extended family tree as the sewer gremlin that stole your pizza slice. Sleep tight. The scientific name, Hydrochoerus hydrochaerus, basically translates to water pig. That's right. Scientists doubled down on calling it a pig, twice, because apparently, once wasn't insulting enough. These overgrown fuzz boulders don't oink, but they sure grunt, squeak, and bark like a small dog with a head cold. Imagine trying to have a romantic walk near a riverbank, while a herd of giant rodents sound like a broken, squeaky toy convention. The end result? A creature that waddles around like it owns the swamp, radiating uncle at the barbecue, energy big, laid back, and chewing non-stop. A rodent so massive it makes you reconsider the phrase, just a mouse. Because nothing says nightmare fuel like realizing the world's largest rodent could technically fit into your passenger seat. Here's the thing. Capybaras are built for water. Webbed feet, eyes, and nostrils perched on top of their heads like discount crocodiles, and lungs that let them hold their breath for 5 minutes straight. Sounds sleek, right? Nature gave them all the equipment for aquatic dominance, then watch them use it, mostly to sit around in swamps like they're at some rodent spa retreat. Seriously, these things are the platypus of half-effort evolution. They can dive, swim, and chill under the surface to avoid predators. But 9 times out of 10, you'll find them loafing by the water's edge, doing their best impression of a mossy beanbag chair. Evolution built a semi-aquatic James Bond gadget, and the capybara said, "Cool, I'll just use this for hot tub lounging." Their whole lifestyle screams lazy opportunist. In the blazing heat of South America, instead of evolving sweat glands or, I don't know, a smarter diet, they just plop into rivers and ponds like it's their personal pool party. Which, to be fair, it kind of is. Capybaras are highly social, and their swampy hangouts look less like survival strategy and more like a retirement community for rodents. Imagine 20 of them just marinating together in silence, like oversized tea bags steeping in pond water. The weird detail? They don't just loaf in water, they mate in it too. Scientists think it's partly so females can escape overly pushy males. Translation: even in capybara Tinder, someone's always swiping too aggressively. And for all this aquatic design, capybaras aren't even particularly fast swimmers. They're decent, sure. But if you're picturing Olympic race, think again. It's more fat Labrador paddling after a ball than sleek otter cutting through currents. The irony is thick. The world's largest rodent has all the right upgrades for aquatic domination, yet still chooses to live like a pool noodle with fur. Capybaras are basically walking advertisements for dental insurance. Their teeth never stop growing. Ever. Unlike you, they don't get to call a dentist when things get out of hand. They have to gnaw constantly just to avoid turning their mouths into ivory prison bars. Picture it. If a capybara takes a day off chewing, it's basically signing up for death by, "Oops, my teeth grew into my brain." That's the rodent survival strategy. Eternal chewing. Mice, rats, beavers, and now this oversized guinea pig on steroids all live by the same rule. Keep munching, or get impaled by your own dental work. Imagine trying to live like that. Every single day. Chew or perish. Forget Maslow's hierarchy of needs. For capybaras, it's 1. Chew. 2. Don't die. 3. Maybe chew again. Their incisors are like double-edged swords, terrifyingly efficient for tearing through grass and aquatic plants, but also a ticking time bomb. And since they eat a diet that's basically 99% fiber, they never get a break. Fun side note. Their teeth are so ridiculously durable that archaeologists sometimes find fossilized capybara chompers intact long after the rest of the skeleton is crumbled. Translation: their teeth will outlast them, and probably us too. Future alien archaeologists are going to dig up Earth and think capybaras ruled the planet, based solely on the absurd number of tooth fossils. Let's get this out of the way. Capybaras eat their own poop. Not like, oops, I dropped a snack, 5-second rule. No, this is a daily, deliberate, scheduled part of their lifestyle. The polite term is coprophagy, but let's be honest, it's recycling in the most horrifying way possible. Here's why. Their diet is 99% grass and aquatic plants. Translation: fiber, fiber, and more fiber. Problem is, fiber is about as nutritious as cardboard unless you can break it down. So capybaras pull a gross magic trick. They digest it once, poop it out, then eat the poop to run it through the system again. Basically, they're the Keurig machines of digestion, reusing the same pod for a weaker second brew. And it's not like they're sneaky about it. You'll see a capybara chilling in the sun, casually bending over to snack on its own butt nuggets like it's grabbing popcorn during a movie. Evolution really said, here's a giant rodent, but let's make it so stupidly inefficient it has to double dip its own excrement just to survive. The weird twist? This poop strategy actually works. Their second-pass digestion extracts extra nutrients and even recycles helpful gut bacteria. Of course, once humans found out about this, scientists slapped a nice euphemism on it, chycotrophy, which is Latin for, we really don't want to write poop eating in the research paper. If you're a capybara, congratulations. You are literally everyone's favorite menu item. Jaguars? Check. Anacondas? Absolutely. Caimans? Yup. Eagles? Don't mind if they do. It's like evolution branded them as the happy meal of the Pantanal. The world's largest rodent, and still somehow just a walking buffet for anything with teeth, claws, or the ability to swallow a furry sofa whole. Their survival strategy isn't armor, speed, or venom. Nope, it's have a ton of friends and hope someone else gets eaten first. Herd life means safety in numbers. But let's be real. When a jaguar shows up, it's not a matter of if one of them dies. It's just a question of who's slowest that day. Imagine your defense plan being stand next to Carl and hope Carl looks tastier. No. Capybaras can dive underwater to escape predators. They'll stay submerged with just their nostrils poking out, basically turning into hairy periscopes. But here's the kicker. Caimans live in the same water. So in their desperate attempt to escape one predator, they often cannonball right into the jaws of another. The weird detail? Baby capybaras, called pups, are even more delicious. Predators treat them like fun-sized snacks, so moms have to give birth in groups. That way, at least some pups make it to adulthood. So while humans adore them as chill swamp puppies, in the wild they're just walking Lunchables, doomed to be gnawed, swallowed, or crunched by practically every carnivore in South America. Capybaras take Netflix and chill way too literally because for them, romance only happens in water. Yep. These 150-pound rodents insist on getting it on in ponds, rivers, or swamps. No water, no date. Apparently, evolution decided to make them the world's first semi-aquatic kink club. Why the water rule? Scientists think it gives females an escape route from over-eager males. Picture a capybara dude swimming up all suave, trying his luck, while the female just dunks under and swims away like, not today, Chad. It's basically Tinder with a lifeguard. And speaking of Chad, their social structure is built around harems. One dominant male controls a whole group of females, strutting around like he's king of the swamp. Except here's the punchline. He rarely keeps the monopoly. Subordinate males hang around the edges, sneaking in their own pool sessions whenever they can. Translation: capybara love life is 40% dominance displays and 60% soap opera betrayal. The weird part? Females actually choose their partners, despite the harem setup. They're picky in water, literally swimming off if the male doesn't pass the vibe check. Sometimes the dominant male ends up watching as his sidekick gets the girl. Imagine being the alpha, only to be outswum by Greg from the sidelines. Brutal. And because they're rodents, they don't just dabble, they reproduce like it's a professional sport. Females can have 4 to 8 pups at a time, and the whole group pitches in to babysit, which sounds wholesome until you realize the pups are born already looking like guinea pigs with anxiety, ready to dodge predators from day one. So yeah, capybara romance is less majestic courtship ritual, and more community pool soap opera meets rodent daycare. Forget swans and their lifelong bonds. Capybaras are proof that sometimes love really is just wet, messy, and vaguely disappointing. If animals had a spirit guide for unbothered, it would be the capybara. These swamp potatoes radiate a level of calm that makes yoga instructors look like caffeine addicts. Birds land on them. Monkeys climb on them. Turtles hitch rides like they're Uber XL. And the capybara doesn't flinch. It just stares into the middle distance like it's processing 14 seasons of trauma but too polite to mention it. This isn't a one-off thing either, it's a lifestyle. Capybaras are so chill that zookeepers often throw them into enclosures with random species because somehow everybody gets along with them. Ducks, dogs, goats, you name it. They've even been seen chilling next to crocodiles in the wild. Yes, actual crocodiles. Either they have a death wish, or predators take one look at their vibe and think, not worth the effort. Scientists think this tranquility comes from their group living strategy. Safety in numbers, remember? So instead of stressing about predators 24/7, they just outsource anxiety to the herd. Translation: if you're relaxed enough, statistically someone else gets eaten first. Some animals earn our respect. Others, our fear. Capybaras? They get Instagram filters and pool floaties shaped like them. Humans saw the world's largest rodent and thought, yes, emotional support potato. Never mind the fact that in the wild they're basically jaguar bait with dental problems online. They're marketed as the ultimate chill roommate. In parts of South America, people have gone beyond memes and actually domesticated them. Imagine walking into a house and seeing a 150-pound swamp hamster sprawled across the couch like it pays rent. Spoiler, it doesn't. But people keep them as pets anyway, because nothing screams quirky like a rodent the size of a golden retriever wandering around your kitchen. Of course, reality check. They're not exactly plug-and-play companions. They need pools. They scream like malfunctioning car alarms when stressed. And yes, they'll still eat their own poop right in front of you during brunch. Owning one is less cuddly pet and more lawn maintenance project with opinions. The weird twist? In Venezuela, the Catholic Church once declared capybara meat acceptable to eat during Lent because they live in water. That's right. They were classified as fish to get around fasting rules. Imagine showing up at Mass only to find Father Alejandro blessing your plate of swamp rat ribs. And yet, despite all this chaos, the internet has elevated capybaras to near mythical status. Videos of them chilling in hot springs with oranges floating around. Millions of views. Capybara lo-fi tracks? Whole playlists exist. They've become meme royalty, the patron saints of vibes only. So here's the paradox. In the wild, they're prey animals just trying not to get murdered. In human hands, they're the ultimate therapy aesthetic. Either way, capybaras are proof that sometimes the secret to survival isn't strength or brains. It's just looking chill enough that nobody questions your existence.